Right, everybody, we'll make a start. I think this is pretty much everybody. Thank you all so much for coming. This is really exciting. I can't quite believe there are this many of you on one night. That is amazing. Definitely see some familiar faces. Does anybody want to be brave and put their hand up if they've done a trek or something else for Overgate before? Yeah, quite a few. Is anyone feeling brave enough to say what they did? I might pick on. Yeah?
Yeah, I might pick. So my sister and I did Kilimanjaro last year for Overgate. There was 9 of us from Overgate, which was awesome.
Wow.
And we raised, I think, about £11,000 between the two of us.
Oh, how amazing.
Wow.
Is that?
We summited. Brilliant.
I know there's another Kilimanjaro trekker, so I'm going to pick on you, Suzanne.
Yes, I also did Kilimanjaro last year with Ria and Adele. Most amazing experience. I think we'd all agree, just like that team spirit and that sense of achievement, and all doing it for the same cause but for different reasons. It was just brilliant.
Oh, good stuff. So, I won't say much else at the moment. Judy from Global Adventure Challenges is here, and she's going to talk through the itinerary and the challenge and everything you can look forward to when you hopefully sign up. So we'll hand over to Judy.
Hi everyone, exciting to be here tonight. Chatted to a couple of you, and it's lovely to hear that there's quite a few of you who've taken on events with us before. Did I hear it was 2008 when you did yours?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is fantastic.
19 years ago.
Amazing.
And I've had this little beauty in between.
Cool.
And now I'm ready for another.
And now ready for another.
Ready for another.
Excellent, excellent. As James says, my name is Judy Vagent. I'm the charity officer at Global, and I'm here tonight. I have done the Inca Trial and quite a few of the events. So if there's anything, we will have questions and answers at the end, and then I will hover as well in case any of you want to chat to me individually afterwards. But I'm hoping I'm going to cover most of it tonight. Now I do have notes with me for 2 reasons. One, I do that many presentations, I sometimes think I've said something and I didn't. I said it yesterday. And 2, I'm a female of a certain age, and my mind tends to wander down leafy lanes. So excuse me if I come back to my notes. So we are looking at the Inca Trail. It's one of the world's top 10 trekking trails. It is one of the new 7 wonders of the world, and quite honestly, it is amazing. It is exactly as you see it. It will get all the hairs on the back of your neck standing up when you get there, and it is the most amazing experience ever. So, hopefully, okay, slight technical problem already.
Pretend I don't know what I'm doing.
Thanks, James.
Let's have a look. Is it something to do with that being open?
Is it?
There we go. That was a total guess.
Okay, so what we're going to look at is we're going to look at who we are. We're then going to look at the challenge itinerary, some frequently asked questions that we get asked all the time. The challenge grading, the training and the costs, what's included, and then we'll open it up for any questions at the end. And then James is going to talk about actual fundraising itself. Okay. All our destinations are safe to travel, so we do get advice from the Foreign Commonwealth Development Office, and if they say only essential travel is allowed into that country, then we will postpone or cancel the challenge at no cost to yourselves. And we are fully bonded through ABTA as well, so you've got that guarantee. But I do need to just say here a little bit about who we are, and the clue is here. You see this little word here, challenges. It doesn't say Global Adventure Holidays, okay? So, with a challenge, what that means is somehow you are going to come out of your comfort zone at some point, okay? There is a bit of you here and now that is a tad scared, a tad apprehensive, and you're also going to be thinking, what the hell am I doing here? Suddenly you really don't want to be here. Honestly, that is completely normal. So a challenge, it could be that you could be going by yourself. It could be that you've never camped before. It could be that you're going to altitude. It could be that you've never ever done anything like this before and the whole thing is taking you out your comfort zone. It could be that you've done things like this but you've never fundraised before, so that bit's a bit scary. Or it could be everything altogether. So what I will say now is that taking on a challenge is completely life-changing. And that sounds a little bit dramatic. But you are going to go either with yourself or with a friend or someone you know, and it might just be you or it could be the two of you, and that's all you know, taking part in the event. And your sole objective is to get to see Machu Picchu and then get back on that plane and back to the UK, and that's your objective. And then what happens is you meet up at the airport, or you're probably going to meet up before, but you're going to get to the airport and you're going to start chatting to people. And you're going to hear why individual people are taking part in the event. And I think you touched on it really, really well in what you said. And then as the day progresses and as you come into Cusco, you suddenly realise it's not just about you succeeding in this challenge, it is about everyone in the group succeeding. And this is where the ethos of challenges come in. It's not about one person succeeding, it's everyone together. And every single person has got something to give. Whether you are an experienced trekker, whether this is brand new to you, the camaraderie will totally get you through. There's one other thing that when I was chatting to you, I think you touched on was probably without even realising it. There is something we talk about, which is what we call type 2 fun. And I don't know if Steve ever mentioned it, or Craig perhaps, if he was talking about the challenge before you went. So type 1 fun is that instant gratification, you know, perhaps going out playing football with the kids, going on the swings in the park, going out with mates for a night, having a few drinks. Instant gratification, you love it, you're happy, you're laughing, just having a good time. Type 2 fun is completely different. So type 2 fun, at the time, you absolutely hate it. You're calling me for all sorts. You're never going to speak to James and Rach again, ever. You've blocked them. And yeah, you just don't want to be there. Could be tearful at the time. You could be sitting down having a big sulk, you know, titty lips coming out, everything. You just don't want to be there. And then when you get to Machu Picchu and you see it, that all disappears. And you are absolutely ecstatic in what you've achieved. When you get that train back, I've got goosebumps on the back of my neck talking about it. When you get that train back, you will be buzzing, absolutely buzzing. And those bits that you hated, you will suddenly be saying, that was awesome. So that is kind of the ethos of a challenge. So Global Adventure Challenges, we've been operating for charity challenges now for over 20 years and worked alongside over 1,500 different charities, providing overseas UK treks and cycles, and helped to raise in excess of 50 million. We think it's a lot more than that, but that's what we know of. We're operating in 36 countries worldwide, and we're fully bonded through the Civil Aviation Authority and ATOL, so you've got that peace of mind. Okay, so we're going to look at the challenge itinerary, and that's where we're going. So we're going to Peru. We're going to go in search of Paddington. We're going to get our marmalade butties. That's what we're going for. So we're going to be landing in Cusco. That white route is the route we're going to be taking up to Machu Picchu. Easy, no problem. So Cusco is the western side western side of South America, and we're going on the KM82, which is the classic Inca Trail. And kilometre 82 is basically the railway line between Cusco and Aguas Calientes, which is Machu Picchu, the town in Machu Picchu. So it's basically 82 kilometres, okay, which is what that starting point is. All right, so day one, we're going to take our overnight flight to Cusco. Now, you've got a long flight ahead of you. There will be a few changes en route. It could be via Madrid, via Bogota, via Colombia. It could be via Lima. It could be via a few destinations. It depends what those flights are that we can get for group travel at the time. It will take about 15 hours, okay, to get there. So you need to be prepared for that long flight, okay? You know, take cards with you to play cards at the airport. Get as much sleep as you can while you're on the plane, and it is going to be quite a long haul out there. So they are 5 hours behind us. Now you can take a 20 kilogram maximum bag allowance on the flight. Even if the flight says you can take more, that is what we recommend. And we operate what we call a 3-bag policy. So basically, when you're going to get to Cusco and you check in at your hotel, you can leave your case there, okay, with all your glad rags, all your party frocks, your hair dryer, your straighteners, and this is just the men, and then, you know, anything else that you want to leave there. Perhaps you've been out and you've bought gifts a couple of days and you've had free time. You're going to leave all that at the hotel for when you get back, okay? And you will be given a duffel bag, and that is what you're going to take your trekking stuff with you, and you've got a maximum of 6 kilograms that is allowed in that duffel bag, and that includes your sleeping bag, okay? So you can't take a lot with you. You are limited, and the bags will be weighed. If they are over, you'll get told to put it in your day pack, okay? So it's a bag for the hotel. You're going to get given a duffel bag that you're going to put all your stuff in, and then you're going to have your own day pack, which you're going to have your water in, your snacks in, your waterproof clothing, personal first aid kit. What was that?
Your layers.
Your layers, yeah, definitely your layers. Okay. So that's it. What I didn't say is you will need to, as well, take some really thick black bin bags if you haven't got any waterproof holders, just to put your clothes in inside those duffel bags. Because if there is a big downpour of rain and one of the porters has got it on the back or on the head and it gets wet, you don't want wet clothes, okay? So just make sure that you put all your stuff in waterproof liners. Thick bin bags is fine, you don't need to spend anything. So day 2, we're going to be arriving in Cusco. So it's formerly known as the capital of the Inca Empire, and you're landing at altitude. So when you guys did Kili, you climbed to altitude, okay, so you didn't land at it. So it's a little bit different landing at altitude. We need to get you used to it. So suddenly, everything's going to slow down, okay? Because this is one of the things, when you're walking at altitude, you need to walk slowly, okay? Now, altitude sickness can quite often be misinterpreted for dehydration, so it's really important that you drink lots. Okay, you're going to be probably told to drink about 3 or 4 litres a day. They're going to give you coca leaves, coca tea, we were just talking about it. Yeah, you will get encouraged to drink that. That will help with altitude. You're going to get told to take things very slowly. Do not rush, walk slowly. All right. So if anyone's worried about walking fast, you don't have to worry. Okay. If you're a quick walker, you do have to worry. You need to slow your pace down. You won't ever be allowed to pass that front guard. You might feel dizzy, you might feel sleepy, you might feel a little bit groggy, a little bit breathless, all normal, okay? So just tell the guides if you're feeling like that, just so that they can be aware and keep their eye on you, but it is all normal. You might even feel a little bit sick, okay? All normal, don't panic. So you're going to arrive, you're going to get the transport to the hotel. Now you will be sharing, so we put you in the same sex, similar age rooms. And I did say that the wrong way round yesterday, and I said similar sex, same age, and realised that was totally the wrong thing. So there is, if you want to do a single supplement, you can do, and the prices are on our website, so you can have a look at that. I think it's £375 for a single supplement throughout. So it'd be a twin room at the hotel, and then the tents that you're staying in, they're kind of like a triple tent, but it's meant for 2 people and your bags. Okay, so it is a little bit squash, but it is a challenge. Okay, please don't forget that. You're not going in luxury. We're not going to the Hilton. Okay. So it is going to be, you're going to have 2 nights in Cusco to start off with. And 2 nights at the end, and then there's 3 nights camping. All right, so it's not that So once you've arrived, you're going to have free time to walk around Cusco. And Cusco is basically a busy, bustling town. And it's kind of built around a square. That top right photo probably shows it the best. This is all the square in the middle. You've got the big church there, and everything happens around there. You've got little gift shops. You can sit, enjoy a cup of tea. There's restaurants and bars. There's a chocolate factory. Wasn't that impressed with, but I did have to go to and explore it. So there's lots going on. It's a very hustling, bustling city. Now you will find that there will be, the Peruvian people will just be in their natural costume, their Peruvian costume. And you will see them coming up with baby llamas, baby alpacas, and they will ask if you want your photo taken, and they will try and push this little baby alpaca or whatever onto you. And then they will want paying. Okay, so just be careful of that. Say no thank you, and then just walk off, because you're going to have that many alpacas and llamas coming up to you while you're on the trek. Honestly, they are everywhere. They really, really are. So just be aware of that as well. You will be encouraged, if you haven't taken them with you, perhaps to get some walking poles. If you have got your walking poles with you, make sure they've got the rubber on the bottom, okay, because you need that rubber on the bottom when you're actually doing the Inca Trail. Ponchos are dead handy to take. If you haven't got one, you can buy one out there. Again, you'll get encouraged to buy it because the showers can just come down so quickly and then disappear as quick as they came down. So the ponchos are dead easy to put on, keep your backpack dry as well, everything in your backpack, and just as easy to take off. The little ones that you'll get if you go to, if you go to a concert, they do have a tendency to rip. So you might just want to get a one that's a little bit better quality than that. And they're a pain to dry as well, those ones. Okay, so it's just, this is still that first day in Cusco, and it just says you've arrived at 3,300 metres, so we need to take it easy and adjust to the oxygen levels. Dinner tonight, you're going to get a full briefing of the adventure ahead, and you're probably going to get to bed early tonight because you're knackered after the day, your adrenaline's everywhere, and you just, you want to have a decent night's sleep. And then tomorrow you're going to have an acclimatisation trek, okay, just to get you used to being at altitude. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to visit the Inca sites today. Again, we're going to take it really, really slowly. We're going to go a little bit higher in our climb today, have lunch there, and then bring you down. Because again, those people that have done Kili, you know, the big thing about altitude is you climb high and you sleep low. So we want to take you up very, very gradually and then bring you back down again, just so that you're used to it and you're ready to get going. So it's quite a chilled out day. Gonna go and visit, and when you visit the Inca site, you go, wow, that's amazing, that's awesome. Honestly, that is nothing compared to what you're going to see when you get to Machu Picchu, but it gives you an insight into it. So yeah, again, you could be feeling dizzy when you're looking around here, again feeling a little bit lightheaded, a little bit queasy. It's all again normal, and that's why we're doing it, just to get you used to. Little bit different from Kili, because as I said, you were walking up into it, so you didn't really experience that. Well, you wouldn't have experienced it as soon as you landed. Okay, there we go. There's some of those llamas and alpacas, and I used to think I knew which was which, and I don't. So I'll be lying if I said it's something to do with the neck of them, isn't it? No idea. Okay, so day 4. Is kind of the day we're going to get started. So we're going to be going to kilometre 82, which is the start of the traditional Inca trek, and this is where your camping, your 3 days camping, is going to be coming in. You'll be excited to get going now. You know, you've slept 2 nights in the hotel, you just want to get going. You're really kind of like psyched up for it. Come on, I want to stretch my legs now. I've worked hard, I've trained hard for this over the past few months. Let me at it. As I said before, you're going to be walking slow, drinking plenty, rest lots. They will be saying, okay, let's take a break. You will be shocked as to, you know, you're only walking a few distances, a small distance, sorry, but it's going to take you a long time to do it because we will be walking very, very slow. So we will be going today to collect our permits. Now, to take part in the Inca Trail, you need a permit, and there isn't very many of them about. And the thing is, you need a permit for each campsite you are going to when you're on the Inca Trail, and everyone in that campsite needs a permit. So all the chefs will need a permit, the guides will need a permit, or you guys will need a permit. So as soon as the permits come out, we at Global apply for those permits, and we buy them straight away. Now, they're not transferable and they're not refundable. Okay, so if you couldn't go, you would be kind of throwing that money away. So we do say, be prepared to pay that more or less. We think they're going to be released in October. So that's next month, isn't it?
Yeah.
Goodness me. And we will, as I say, we will be getting them straight away. As soon as they are released, for anyone who's registered, we will be invoicing you straight away. So whereas any trek, we always say, you know, we can't guarantee there's going to be places because it'll be as it fills up. With this one, it's a little bit different. We can't guarantee there's going to be permits left. So it really is important, if you want to take part, that you register straight away so we can get you that permit. Once that permit's there, that's it. You can relax and just enjoy your training then. So you're going to go and book in. It's going to take probably about an hour to book in, maybe a bit longer depending how many there are. And you're going to meet your porters who are going to be with you for the next 3 days. They are going to be a godsend to you. They are going to transport your kit from camp to camp. They're going to set the camp up for you. They're going to cook for you. They will probably entertain you. They are amazing. And you will be privy, and I know these guys on Killy experienced it, to that inch of warm water in the morning to get washed with. It really is the simple things in life. When they come to your tent and ask if you want some cocoa, tea and some hot water to wash, honestly, it's just amazing. So the water that they bring you, as I say, will be to wash with. It's bottled water only when you're out there, and we will provide all the drinking water while you're on the trek. When you're at the hotel, please don't open your mouth when you have a shower, okay? Keep it firmly closed, and brush your teeth with bottled water, okay? Obviously that is a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know where I'm coming from with it. So it really is, you're just going to be walking that little bit today, getting used to everything. That's a photo of the tents up on the right, so it gives you an idea. It is layered, and you will find that all of the Inca Trail is layered, okay? So that isn't kind of off a big cliff there. All right, so please don't worry about it. It's not like Killy, yeah. They are just layers as you're going up. When you're trekking as well, you will bump into Peruvian people, and we just ask that you ask them if it's okay to take their photo. And we also ask that you don't give children sweets, because there is no dentists out there, they can't afford dentists. So you will see that a lot of the Peruvian people, their teeth are not very good. If you want to take anything out there for the children, take little colouring books, pens, anything that is light, because obviously it's got to go into either your day pack or that big pack, but definitely no sweets. They might stop actually on the way and at a market and see if you want to buy any bread for the kiddies. Again, that's something that you can give them. Okay. So, you are up early today. We're going to go from, can I just say, the names that they have in all the towns are fabulous. You really do feel like you want to start singing, you know what I mean? So you're going to go from Valibamba and you're going to go to Dead Woman's Pass today. So this is the highest bit that you're going to be going up to Dead Woman's Pass. You're going to be trekking about 8k, so not far, but it's going to take you about 7 to 8 hours to do it. So this is going to be the highest part of the trek that you're going. You're going to go today, you're going to start off at 3,100 meters, which is where camp was. You're going to go up to 4,002 and back down to 3,006. So you're sleeping very slightly higher than you were the night before, okay, but you're trekking up. so the challenge today, it says we're going up very, very slowly. What you'll probably find is if you've got a steep ascent, you'll do that steep ascent, a small part of it, you'll stop, you'll rest, then you'll do another little bit of it. You'll stop, you rest, and then you do another little bit of it. It's not a case of, okay, we need to go and do that now. Lots and lots of rests on the way. The paths, they're different. Some of them shale, lots and lots of steps. Be prepared for steps. Anyone done Great Wall of China? Yeah, steps, quite similar. Not as steep, well, no, that's a lie. Yeah, no, they are steep. So lots of steps, shale, different terrains, loose ground as well. So you need to be careful of your footing. We ask you to stay close to the mountainside. That isn't so that you don't, well it is, so you don't fall, but it's more so that the porters can get past you, because the porters, once they pack up their last night's tent, they are going to be rushing past you to set you some toilets up for lunchtime and a mess tent for lunchtime. Then they're going to take that down and pass you again to set camp up for the night, okay? So they really do whiz past you. Okay. So there you go, 5 to 6 hours that you're going to be trekking for, and that's a good example of kind of like the terrain that you're going to be trekking. This bit here, so you've come along here, and then this is your Dead Woman's Pass, okay, and then you're going to be coming back down. That is your final camp before going into Machu Picchu. It's quite a busy camp as well, that one. Okay, so day 6, again some tough climbs today. As well as tough climbs, you've got a lot of descents, so it's going to take quite a bit on your joints today, and this is where your poles will really come in handy. It's not necessarily about your fitness today, it's about taking care especially of those knees, and any poles will take the pressure. Does anyone walk with walking poles? Yeah, it just takes the pressure off your knees a little bit, doesn't it? Okay, so it says it's another tough day. We're going to conquer the remaining 2 mountain passes. Runkur Akai, it's called, 3,998 metres. Narrow paths, so you will be walking in single file. The poles, as you can see that bottom right picture, they're going to be coming past you. As you're going up, and you're also going to be going through the some Inca tunnels today. It's a switchback kind of route that you're taking, so a zigzag route that you're going to be taking up. When you come into Winiwena, because that's a little bit more of the zigzag route, there you go, through the Inca tunnels. There we go, and then down through. This is the bit that I said it's quite a steep ascent. So if you can see that person there, in the blue, can you see? So it's zigzagging, but they are steps going down. So if you imagine that constant, it will take its toll on your knees. So the walking poles will support you with that. Okay. So day 7. So your guides have been walking with you. They've been setting the camp up for the last 3 nights. I forgot to say that when you get into camp, you have happy hour. I did forget that. And happy hour, they provide more cocoa tea. It's dead exciting. And biscuits. Whoa! Yay! And they call it happy hour. And that's about 4 o'clock. You get happy hour. You get tea around 6:30, 7, and then it's normally bed at 8. Now, last night, if the weather forecast is good, they will have said to go to bed early. Because what they will try and do today, if the forecast is clear, they will get you up to see the sunrise. Okay. The thing with the Inca Trail is that it can be cloudy in the mornings, and it's normally quite cool in the morning, so you'll need your layers, and then you'll take the layers off as the sun comes. So they will keep an eye, and they will let you know the night before what they're going to do with that one. Either way, you're all going to be up early. Okay, just how early? And you're going to be going today. Oh, that's it. So this is the last kind of morning you're going to have with your guides and your porters. So you will have an official ceremony to say thank you and goodbye to the porters today that have been with you and looked after you in camp. They do provide roll mats as well, and they will carry the roll mat, so that isn't included in the baggage allowance that you need to carry. So there is that official ceremony. If there's a particular porter there that you feel really sorry for because his coat is bedraggled and you've got 3 in your bag because you've managed to pack them in and you want to give the 2, by all means you can pass that over. They do have, coming up to Christmas, they collect any unwanted kit that people leave at the end, and then they wrap it all up, and they have a fun day for everyone that works on the challenges with us out there, and they have like a football match for all the families, and then they gift the presents to everyone so that everyone gets something. So you can, right at the very end, pass it to our challenge leader and they will pass it on. So after you've said goodbye to your white keys, as they're called, those guides, you will start your trek. Now, as I say, Winnie-Wainer was a very, very busy campsite. It's the one just before the Sun Gate, and you have got more steps to go up now, okay, all the way up. If it's been raining, those steps, it's a little bit like walking on sandstone. They can be quite slippy, okay? So again, just watch your feet. Stay to the side of the mountain, that is really important, and if there is any areas, it will be signposted, you know, keep right in, don't walk to the side, whatever. So this is it, going up to the Sun Gate. Can you guys remember this? Yeah? Is it, memories are coming flooding back. Okay. So these steps, you can see here this lady in pink, she's her knee is kind of on that next step, so that'll give you an idea of the severity of the steps going up. It doesn't go on for ages and ages, but it feels like it does when you're there. All right. And when you get to the top, and we're saying you're going to get to the Sun Gate, I thought, in my ignorance, it was going to be, a bit like Welcome to Vegas. Do you know what I mean? It was going to be Welcome to the Sun Gate. And it's not, it's just an area called the Sun Gate. And I was like, is that it? But it gives a magnificent view of Machu Picchu, and it is breathtaking. It really will take breath away. And when I was talking to these guys who did it in 2022, you said when you got up there, it was you had a brilliant sight of it. When I got up there, I had been warned about it, that you could be looking into nothing, just clouds, and then suddenly the clouds will come apart and then they'll come back in again. And so when I was there, I was like, what was that I just saw? Was that it? And then it opened, it was like, oh my God, that's amazing. But you guys, it was just brilliant from the moment you were up there, wasn't it? You had those fabulous views. So to get up to the Sun Gate, it's going to take you about 2.5 hours from the campsite where you were, and then you're going to trek down into Machu Picchu, which will take about an hour. When you get into Machu Picchu, they're going to take you outside of it, okay? And the reason for that is you're going to dump all your day bags, your poles, you won't need them, and you're going to leave them with the guides outside. You're going to get your passport stamped, and then you're going to go back in with probably a coat and your camera. That's all you need, maybe a bottle of water. And you have a guided tour around, and it is amazing. If you think that was created thousands and thousands of years ago, how did they get the architecture that precise? That's the only thing I said. Look at those stones, how they're joined. You know, my house definitely isn't. My bricks are not aligned as much as that is aligned. And so you're going to have about an hour and a half to walk around and to see it. And Machu Picchu is amazing, but also the mountains that surround it are breathtaking. They are absolutely beautiful. It really is like that all the way round. It's just magnificent. It really is. So there you go. So that is walking down into Machu Picchu. The iconic photos. And that is part of it. Can you see the mountain range behind? It's stunning. Absolutely stunning. And there are so many places that you can get those fabulous photos. And remember before when I said it's in layers, you can see the layers here, and it's something to do with the crops that you'll see it as you're coming up as well into Winiwena. There's these layers, and it was supposedly for different crops. Where do you know more about that?
I'm not going to give a lecture now.
Oh, right, okay, but it is to do with the crops, isn't it? It is. But this is where you're going to see loads of alpaca and llama as well, and they will just be wandering around. You can be standing there taking a selfie, and then suddenly this llama will be on your shoulder. Because they're used to people, they really will come up to you. So again, don't pay to have a photo taken with me in Cusco. So once we, that's a really bad photo, isn't it? That looks like people are vomiting. They're not. They're not. So what will happen when you've had your guided tour? You will then get a coach down into Aguas Calientes, which is basically the town at the base of Machu Picchu, and I'm going to talk about it because it's on the news today that there is. Has anyone read it?
Yeah.
Heard about it? Okay. I couldn't believe it when I read it this morning. I was like, why, of all days when I'm going to do a presentation, do they have to be doing it? So, from what I can gather, this little bus, and it goes from Aguas Calientes at the bottom, and it goes up to Machu Picchu. It's like a zigzag up the side of the mountain. It's quite steep. And this coach company has serviced this little trek up and down for 30 years, and the contract's just expired, and whoever have gone to someone outside to supply the vehicle, and this is what they're protesting about, that it should have been local and they should have kept. So within a year, we're really hoping, well, we're hoping in 6 weeks when, that we'll get the stones off the track. But that's what it's about. It's about this this coach that goes up the side of the mountain and down. So Aguas Calientes, you will have time to walk around it. It's a very hustle, bustle market town. It's beautiful. I mean, the colours are amazing. The other thing, and I did ask the guys before, is when you are trekking, you will be in the middle of nowhere. You won't see anyone, apart from when you get to Winiwena, you're not going to see anyone. And then suddenly this little Peruvian woman will turn up in all her Peruvian costume with a big rug. She'll undo it, lay it out. She's got handbags, she's got purses, she's got shawls. She'll just be selling to bring an income back into the family. So you can get all those things when you're in Cusco, or you can get them on the trail. Just remember, if you're on the trail, you will have to carry them, but at least they are going back to a village, a local. But obviously they won't take card, so you will have to have cash. Once you've had a nosy on round and chilled out for the afternoon, you're then going to get the train. And the train is not any old train. It is amazing. So there's like murals. Murals. That's it, isn't it? Muriel got left at home. Murals all up on the ceiling down the side. You've got entertainers coming up and down the aisle, whether they're juggling, whether they're singing. It is just wow. You don't expect it at all. And I've just spoilt it now. So you're going to get the train, and then from the train, look, I get carried away. I write notes so I can follow them and then just get carried away. I don't know why I do it. So you're then going to get the train, and then you're going to get a coach back to the hotel in Cusco. It's a very, very long day. And what they will do when you're back on the coach is they will stop off somewhere where you can get drinks or get something to eat. You'll have free time in Aguas Calientes, so you can have something to eat there. Or, as I say, they will stop off on the way back, but you're going to get back to Cusco quite late, and you're probably just going to want to go to bed when you get back because it's been such a long day. So that photo top right, they're not vomiting, they're asleep on the coach. Okay, that's what the photo is. But it is quite a bad photo. Okay, so day 8, you're back in Cusco and you've got a free day to do whatever you want today. Okay, to chill out, to just go and take in the sights, to enjoy a well-earned coffee or something similar, and just really enjoy everything. Then in the evening, there we go. In the evening, you've got your celebratory dinner. Okay, and there could be a few little alcoholic drinks consumed at that one to celebrate, who knows. But you're going to get your global medal as well at that celebratory dinner. I bet you've got your Killy ones. Have you still got yours?
I've got a bag full of stuff from
Have you?
prayer flags and all sorts of stuff.
Oh. Okay, and then day 9 after breakfast, we get the coach back to the airport and we depart back for our flights back to the UK. Day 10, we arrive back in the UK, and that's where it gets really sad, because you're then going to say goodbye. But you guys won't, because you'll have formed such a strong friendship. And the thing is, because you're all there supporting at Overgate as well, I would imagine that you're not going to live that far from each other. So I could well see a reunion coming up every Saturday night in the local pub. Okay, so some frequently asked questions. Is this challenge for me? So we try and make the challenges accessible to everyone. There are some medical conditions. If you're pregnant, we wouldn't advise you to take part in it. In fact, we wouldn't be able to accept you, okay? There are some other medical conditions as well. So what we do is, when you register, there is a medical questionnaire that you would need to fill out. And from that questionnaire, it's like a screening, yes and no answers. From that, we might then need more information from you. So, for example, I will use myself here. I have asthma. And because I've got asthma, when I tick it, it then asks more questions. And the guys would phone you up and say, just tell me, or they'll probably email you, just tell me a little bit more. How is your asthma brought on? Is it brought on by activity? If that was a yes, they might ask them for a doctor's signature to say that the doctor felt that you were fit to take part in the challenge. Okay. We also ask for a doctor's signature to say that you're fit to take part in the challenge if you are 70 years or over. So that's no one in this room. So how fit do I need to be? You don't need to be a top athlete. You've got over a year to train. And what you need to do is you need to train on steps. You need to go up and down. And eventually, what we want you to be doing is to be going up and down on consecutive days, because you need to know what it feels like to get up on tired legs and go and do it again. Because it's all very well doing a 12-mile walk over the weekend flat. You're not going to be doing that here, okay? It's going to be short walks, but it's going to be up and down, up and down. You need to know what that feels like on your knees and on your legs. And that is the best form of walking. You're lucky because you were in an area of hills. So you've got that on your doorstep. It's not that you're living anywhere flat. You know, if you were training for, I don't know, the Sahara, you haven't got beaches really close, so it's very hard to walk up sand dunes around here. Mud's very similar to sand, can I just say. Do I need any specialist kit? You do need a pair of good walking boots. And I'd always recommend boots over shoes because they protect your ankle, but it's what you're comfortable in, okay? You will need, definitely you're going to need waterproofs, and I would recommend poles with the rubbers on the end. Apart from that, you will get a kit list from us, and you'll have things that are essential that you'll need to take and things that are optional. Okay. Do I carry my own luggage? I think we've covered that. You're going to leave one bag in the hotel. The porters are going to transport the other bag, and then you're going to carry your own day pack. What sort of backup is this? So when you get to the airport, we always fly you out. Now, I haven't checked with Pete. Where are you flying from?
When I have to pick it, it's going to be London.
London, okay. So when you get to the London airport, one of our challenge leaders will meet you there, okay? And they will be with you then all the way, which I imagine you'll experience on the other challenges that you've taken part in. When you get there, you're going to meet the ground crew out there. You've got the porters out there. You've also got an English-speaking doctor who will be with you all the while. Can I just say as well with that, if you ever feel the doctor or the guides looking at you, okay, don't be scared. It's just they're looking to see if they feel that you've got any effects of altitude. And you will find that they will just kind of be glancing around you and looking at you, and it's just to see if you're experiencing it, and they might come over and say, can we take your oxygen levels, or did you experience it on your pillow, you did it. They just keep their eye on you, but if you just get a glance and it's like, why are they staring at me? That's really weird. That's all it is. What happens if I get tired? So as I said before, this certainly is not a race, and what we want you to do is to walk slowly on this. But you are walking at altitude, so the chances are you are going to get tired than you are if you are walking on the flat. There will be lots of stops. And if you feel that you need another stop, just tell one of the guides or the mountain leader who's gone with you, and they will arrange to put another stop in. Okay, it really isn't a problem. Will the altitude affect me? We don't know that. No one knows that. And you could do 20 treks at altitude, never be affected, and then you go and do another one and you're affected. There's no rhyme or reason, but what we will do is to put everything in place that we can to ensure that you're not, which is walking slowly, resting plenty, and drinking. Okay, water, not alcohol. Okay. So the challenge grading, this is classed as, so we have a scale of 1 to 3. This is classed as number 2, which is a tough challenge. So a tough, you're going to be walking at altitude, and you've got 3 days camping as well. Quite often we can have a challenging trek that's got a tough day, or we can have an extreme trek that's got a challenging day. So you might find there are tougher days, like when you're going up to Dead Woman's Pass, it is tougher than some of the other days that you're there. Yeah, if you have any doubts regarding your fitness, if you feel that you know, could you take part, if you've got any medical questions, I can answer some of them, but the best thing that you can do is to speak to one of our customer care team. So I work with our charities, our customer care team. Once you've registered, they will be taking you hand by hand on that event right the way up to departure. Okay, they will be with you every step of the way. So if you've got any problems at all, we will answer the phone. Honestly, one of us will be in the office all the time, and we answer the phone all the time. We don't ever kind of just ignore the telephone when it rings. And we do say that we will endeavour to get back to all emails into the customer care within 48 working hours. I will say August, September are our busiest month with challenges going out. We are just over that 48-hour period, but only just very, very slightly over it. And honestly, they are there with you every step of the way. So please don't ever feel that you can't contact our customer care team. All right, that is so important. Right, the training and the costs. So how best to prepare for your challenge. Cardio and walking. Don't do too much too soon. We don't want you to get fatigued and think you can't do it. We will give you a training guide. We'll give you a log so that you can monitor what you're doing. Keep a note of the distances, and do as many of your training sessions in the walking boots you're going to be taking part in, and carrying the kit that you're going to be carrying on the day. Top tip. I trained for a challenge a long time ago, and we were carrying our full kit throughout the event. So I knew that I was carrying quite a bit of weight. So I worked out the weight, and I decided to put weights in my backpack. Don't ever do that, okay? Because what will happen is you'll come back with bruised bum and where the weights hit. Silly idea. So take what you would be taking, load it as you would be taking, because you need to get the weight right in that backpack as well. And make sure it's comfy. So you want one that will attach around here and on your waist as well. And you'll probably find that at different times you might undo one of those clips just to give your shoulders a bit of a rest, or to give your waist a little bit of a rest. And remember, these are challenges, not races. Chill, enjoy, and take in where you are. Okay, so the costs of it. We're going under what we call our minimum sponsorship. So the registration fee is $299. Okay, and that's how much it is to take part on the event, to register on the event, and that is payable directly to Global Adventure Challenges, and we will give you a link. Then what we're asking you to do is to raise £2,800. Okay. and we want you to have raised 80% of that, which is 2,240 by the 7th of August next year. So loads of time, and Christmas is the best time for fundraising. People are most generous at Christmas. Then we're asking you to pay a contribution to the cost of the challenge, which is £700, and that will be payable on the 7th of August next year as well. So again, lots of time to be able to save for that one. The challenge balance contribution, you can pay it off £50 a month if you want to, £20 a month, that is fine. That again, that is payable. So the minimum sponsorship would come straight through to Overgate, and the challenge balance contribution would come through to Global. Then you would need to buy your trekking permit, which we've covered already. That will be invoiced as soon as those trekking permits are released. We're thinking October. Don't think it'll be before, it could be a little bit later, but just be prepared, that can come through quite quickly, and we will say it's due immediately. Okay, so just be ready for that one. Okay, so what is included in all that? You've got your return flight from London Airport to Cusco, all your transfers, 7 nights accommodation. Now you will, can anyone see? Wrong, the error here. 4 and 4 do not add up to 7. Okay, so you got 4 nights in a hotel accommodation, twin share with private bathroom, then 3 nights camping, twin share, all your meals and your celebratory dinner, which start with breakfast on day 2 and through to breakfast on day 9, with the exception of dinner on day 7 and lunch on day 8. Yeah. You've got your team of porters, cooks, professional, experienced English-speaking local guides. You've got your GAC leader from the UK and an experienced English-speaking doctor as well. Your tents and other camping equipment are included, but you will need to bring your own sleeping bags. Your challenge medal is included, and your ground mats are included as well. Challenge medal is in gold, you know. Inca gold, yeah. Okay, so what's not included? Your airport tax and your fuel surcharge. So at the moment that stands at £250. Your personal trekking kits, so your boots, your poles. If any of you done it before, you've probably got all your kit. Layers is the best thing I would say, because you need to put layers on if you're cold, take them off when you get hot. Your own personal travel insurance, I would recommend that you take that out as soon as you register. You need to make sure that your travel insurance takes you up to the altitude that you're going to. All right. Again, that is important. What we don't want you to do, we've had someone before who took insurance out just for the little bit that wasn't covered on their normal insurance. And there was an argument then between the insurance companies, well, when did he fall sick? Did he fall sick below that altitude or at that altitude? They will try and get out of paying, basically, the insurance company. I'm really sorry if anyone works for an insurance company. I don't want to berate it, but yeah. I didn't know, ladies, I didn't know you had to declare HRT on your insurance.
Really?
Did anyone else?
No.
No, no, you just found out. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to digress.
The menopause meeting as well.
It's classed as a prescription that you're getting, and it needs to be diagnosed. It needs to be put in your insurance. Sorry, I do apologise. Any local departure taxes in Peru, you need to be paid for by yourselves. Your sleeping bags, you need to get those. Tips and gratuities, you need to get any alcoholic drinks. Again, you would need to pay for those. Your Inca Trial permit, we've covered. Lunch on day 7, dinner on day 7 and lunch on day 8. So they are your free time. Your dinner on day 7 is when you're travelling back on the coach. Remember when I said that they'll probably stop off and then you're going to get back really late. And then the lunch on day 8 is when you've got that free time walking around Cusco. Okay. Can I just say as well, there is a thing about challenges, and to me it takes you to a place that I think is exceptionally special. So as we get older in life, we tend to morph into models, these roles in life that we didn't expect when we were your age. didn't expect to morph into these roles. And you suddenly become very adult and, you know, a teacher or a doctor or, you know, a mum, a dad or whatever. And you have responsibilities when you go with it. And you suddenly lost. You become very sensible, and some people can say boring, and I'm sure there's lots of other words that can be described. But we morph into these roles and we haven't meant to. The beauty of what? I just summed it up. And the beauty of a challenge is that you can go away as a blank canvas. No one knows anything about you. No one knows if you're what you do for a living. No one knows what your job is.
Unless you're with your sister.
Unless you're with your sister, yeah. But then you can like tell her to shut up. No one knows anything. So you can become that person you were before you morphed into that role that you are. You can become that free child again that so many of us squash and hide without even realising it, that we've kind of like, yeah, we have morphed into that role. And to me, it is quite liberating to be able to go there. And do you know what, on this event, I think it's day 4 and 5 that there isn't any phone signal. The rest of the time there is. If you ask my husband, whenever I go on a challenge, he thinks there's no phone signal. Because it's my time.
Emily.
And,
I'm signing up.
it's my time. And the thing is, I know my kids are in safe hands when I go away. I know that they will be looked after. What they get to eat, I don't know, but I don't think I want to know. But I know that they will be looked after. And so I might send a message and I'll say, I've just managed to get signal. And I'll just send a text, but that will be it. And I won't open anything that comes back. Because I can't do anything while I'm there. And it's sometimes we just need that little bit of space for ourselves. At the end of the day, it's what, 8 days to be you again. And you'll be doing this for a reason. You'll be supporting the hospice for a reason that is very, very personal to you. And there'll be a lot of reflection as well in that time while you're there. Probably lots of emotions will come to the surface. But you will come back kind of liberated. You will feel amazing when you come back. You will probably have come right out of your comfort zone and completed something that you thought was only ever for other people. It was never for yourself. So you're here today because you've got an inkling about taking part. I would say if you've got the smallest bit of inkling, you need to go and do it, because this is one opportunity that is not going to come by again. Do it for you, do it for the hospice, and enjoy every single second of it. My biggest tip. Okay, any questions? Any questions? Can I just say toilets? Because I forgot to cover toilets. Toilets, there will be little toilet tents set up at each camp. Winnie Wayner, there is drop toilets. Don't go there. Or there is the great outdoors. We just ask that you don't leave anything, okay? So take little poop bags with you, tissues, and just make sure that you put them in the camp bin at night. Everyone is in the same boat. Gents never worry about toilets. Women, it's a big fear. They have sleepless nights over it. Please don't worry. We're all in the same boat. Anything else?
Does everyone succeed? I know that sounds a bit negative, but is it, I'm asking if it's achievable for everyone.
With the right training.
Yeah.
It's different to Killy. So whereas Killy, we have something like a 95% success rate, and it's that last night going up to summit, so you're going up to extreme altitude on Killy, that people might get brought down, so they might not get up. This isn't, Machu Picchu isn't at extreme altitude. Dead Woman's Pass is, but the rest of the time you're coming down, okay? And you're walking really slow. So people normally would do the Inca Trail first, then do Killy, then do base camp. But I think Overgate Hospices have done it. You've got people doing base camp in a few weeks, haven't you? Yeah. You guys did Killy. So you kind of like, it is the most achievable of the altitude training, the altitude treks. You will get some information on altitude training as well when you register. But yes, with the right training, it is definitely achievable.
Is it cold when you get there?
Is it cold?
Is it cold or night?
This is Marge's question, because she's done pillar. So,
It's not as cold as Kelly.
Yeah, if you can sleep on
Yeah.
Killy, you can sleep.
I didn't find it anywhere near as bad as Killy, as in the temperature at night. Killy is freezing. It was nowhere near, and definitely trekking. It's a lot warmer in the days. It's cold at night. You know, you're going to be in your thermals at night, in your sleeping bag. You need a good sleeping bag. But actual trekking, no, it's more wet than cold. So you can get a downpour and it'll clear up. So that's why you need the poncho on and off. Don't know if you found Killy. Killy was quite dry when I did Killy. Didn't experience any rain when I was there. But cold, yeah, I get you. No, it's not that cold. And if it is, I'm really sorry. But it wasn't when I was there. No, you won't experience the cold that you did in Killy.
Are there any injections you need?
So we're not medically trained, so I'm not allowed to give you any advice on inoculations, I'm afraid, vaccinations. All the UK ones, all, you know, the standard ones that you need in the UK, you need to make sure you've got all of them. And then we would ask you to go to the medical, you know, the health clinic and double check. They've normally got them in Boots, some super drugs have got them. For your local GP surgery, quite often you can just fill out their questionnaire and they'll tell you what you need.
When we did Peru, obviously we were 2022, we did have travel vaccines, but we just got through our, well, I did
GP.
through
Yeah.
GP, went for normal health check, and I want to say it was yellow fever, and possibly rabies, but it were optional that. There were no pressure either way.
Yeah,
Yellow fever
I
was, but there were nothing that caused, you know, there were nothing obscure to have to go up to.
The advice given to you should be because it costs a lot of money through Boots.
Yeah.
The thing with, again, we're not allowed to give any medical advice. I think the reason why they say yellow fever is because you're at the stopover at Bogota, but you're not going out to the airport. So what Rachel's just touched on there, and I think yourself, is obviously they're making money from vaccinations. So just make sure, do you need it or don't you need it?
Because we weren't going out of the airport again.
So again, I think it's if you stop off at
If you
Ethiopia.
stop off on your way, yeah.
So that's the thing with Killy. If it's via Ethiopia, there is that big thing. Do you need it? Exactly the same with Peru. If you're stopping off by Bogota. So again, you wouldn't know that till nearer the time, till we release the flights. But go with whatever your medical professional says. Cool. Anything else? No. I can pass you over to James then.
Another round of applause for Judy, because I'm feeling like I'm going to do it now. Thank you. So I won't keep you guys very long, because you've all sat nice and quietly and listened and hopefully feeling inspired. We've been working really hard with Judy and the global team to make this as accessible as possible. I know the Killy team will know it's a slightly different model of payment this time, but that does mean that the minimum sponsorship has gone up a little bit. So we won't just leave you to do that. It's not a case of sign up, off you go. When you sign up, we'll get you a fundraising pack, which will include one of our fundraising guides, which just, I won't go through the whole thing because it's brand new, and it's got a load of really handy tips on how to plan fundraisers, how to spread the word, the difference you're going to be making. Just thinking about some of the fundraisers that I've been supporting for our current and previous treks. We've got Sahara coming up, a gentleman who is Todd's Town Crier, I don't know if anybody knows him, he's taking part, went around local businesses, got a list of raffle prizes as long as my arm. I think it was absolutely, I think you've seen it, and it was absolutely massive, and raised a couple of thousand just by doing a raffle. Whether it's booking stalls at local fairs and selling cakes or selling jams or whatever crafty stuff you like doing, you can turn your hobbies into fundraisers. If it's an occasion, one of our Everest Base Camp trekkers, he was retiring when he signed up, so rather than asking for presents, he asked for donations and smashed his target in about, I think it was a week, wasn't it? That it was absolutely incredible. I've never seen anything quite like it, to be honest. But myself, the whole fundraising team is on hand to discuss fundraising at any point, including tonight, if anybody has any concerns about that. And if anybody would like to sign up, we also have a little station at the back ready to take any registrations if anybody is feeling brave and wants to go first.
Come on, Greer.
That is what I like to see. So on that note, I'll wrap it up there. We'll be around, we'll be milling about a bit if anyone's got any
If
questions.
anyone wants to speak to Rachel or Tracy, Rachel
Yeah.
and Tracy both have been previously to Inca, so they're the best people to speak to, and please go and have a chat with them.
And I will just pick on my colleague Suzanne, who's sat there, who also did Kili. Our colleague Beth at the back also did Kilimanjaro. So there is some trekking experience in the room. So thank you everybody, thank you all for coming.
Of course, this